know I'm a sucker for some sweetness. Every weekend pulls you in, she knows your weakness. I tell her she's my princess, she just wants to be queen. I call her pineapple and she says, what do you mean? She got an attitude, I call her pineapple, yeah. She's sweet with sour moods, I need another double. She got an attitude, I call her pineapple, yeah. She's sweet with sour moods, I guess she's all I'm after.
Yeah, take a slice and look inside. You see the sweet, the nice, the harmless vice, the cold as ice. I need my pineapple consistently. I eat religiously, I need my sweetness instantly.
Every time that she's around, she's sweet, I'm signing this, she's sour. Just wait an hour, my little flower. Every time that she's around, she's sweet, I'm signing this, she's sour. Just wait an hour, my little flower. She might be everything I need, but she's so sour, yeah. But she's so sour. If only she was just as sweet, but she's too sour, yeah. Yeah, she's too sour. She got an attitude, I call her pineapple, yeah. She's sweet with sour moods, I need another double. She got an attitude, I call her pineapple, yeah. She's sweet with sour moods, I guess she's all I'm after. She got an attitude, I call her pineapple, yeah. She's sweet with sour moods, I need another double. She got an attitude, I call her pineapple, yeah. She's sweet with sour moods, I guess she's all I'm after.
Did you notice I've been lost, staying up to the break of dawn, hoping that you'll show a little warmth, but you know I feel the coldest when I'm wrapped around your finger. Did you notice that you put me through the wrinkle when you said that you needed solace that I can't offer you? I found a light in all this, something to get me through. Now every day is a challenge, top down, blowing smoke out. It's not good for my balance. It sounds great, but I'm burnt out. 'Cause now the drugs aren't working. I've taken all I can, but my heart's still hurting. This can't be all I am, 'cause leaving me so lonely only left me half a man. Now the highs aren't worth it, the drugs aren't working. Did you notice when I passed you yesterday that I was frozen? Thinking, flashing back, I can't live in the moment. My heart's still in the past, but we ain't spoken since you left me broken. When you said that you needed solace that I can't offer you, I found a light in all this, something to get me through. Now every day is a challenge, top down, blowing smoke out. It's not good for my balance. It sounds great, but I'm burnt out. 'Cause now the drugs aren't working. I've taken all I can, but my heart's still hurting. This can't be all I am, 'cause leaving me so lonely only left me half a man. Now the highs aren't worth it, the drugs aren't working.
Hello there, hello there, hello there. YouTube's, Twitch, the ether. How are we all? It's 10 PM here in the UK, it's 5 PM on the east coast of Americana land, which means of course it's 10 AM in the great nation of Fiji. All hail the great nation of Fiji. Can I get some hail Fijis in the chat, please, people? Let's have you. This is a unplanned, unscheduled installation of the Kevolution to take a look at some things that have happened over the last day since I last spoke to you. We'll be getting on to the Jimmy Dore thing in just a while, but in between me even setting this up and the coming of the stream, lol, a great piece of news, which cheered my soul no end. Now it's Saturday. I don't know how everyone else's day went. Mine was strange. Firstly, Birmingham City Football Club won a game, which I not gotten any indication that was going to happen. I'd forgotten what that felt like, frankly. So that's thrown me through the ringer. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time of the year it is. I don't know anything anymore. My world has been turned upside down. But that was a nice start to things. And then stuff and things, watching sport, and then set this up, and then a piece of news crossed my desk, metaphorically, because I don't have a news desk, so that's not how that works. Anyway, piece of news crossed my desk, and ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Far right personality baked Alaska arrested in riot probe. It's taken him a fair while, but it would appear he was on the run. He was on the lam. Far-right media personality Tim Giannett, real name Anthony, by the way, we'll get onto that, who calls himself Baked Alaska, has been arrested by the FBI for his involvement in the riot at the US Capitol, a law enforcement official told the Associated Press. Giannett was arrested by federal agents in Houston, which is intriguing in of itself, because he doesn't live in Texas. He lives in Arizona, which is, not a million miles away, but still, clearly he on the run, trying to do whatever, according to the official who blah spoke, Giannett faces charges of violent and disorderly conduct on Capitol grounds and knowingly enter a restricted building without lawful authority. The court documents don't list an attorney for Giannett or say where he is being held. The jail in Harris County, which includes Houston, didn't immediately reply to a phone message seeking further confirmation. Anyway, I think it's only fair that we play this, though.
We love the cops, our law enforcement. We love the military, air important. We love the cops, our law enforcement. We love the military, air important. And when I'm in it,
it would appear that he doesn't love the cops all that much anymore, which is amazing. Amazing stuff, right? I need to be louder, apparently. Actually, be more quiet. Lol. Dickhead. Anyway, is that better? Ruddercats is scratching at the door. I'm going to have to kick his face in. Get in. He's being a knob. So that's a thing. As always. Anyway, yes, so, now he's in. Right, you're going on camera then, you dickhead. 1 second. There he is. There's the boy. Anyway. No, I don't care if you squeak to go out. You're not going anywhere, you twat. Anyway. Yes. So. You still can't hear me very well. Why not? You should be able to hear me perfectly fine. It's showing up on the thing. Look all on the screen. Hang on. Look there. It's going right up into the yellow, into the red. That should be absolutely fine. Shut up. The sound is fine. Okay, anyway. So the point is, Baked Alaska's been arrested. He doesn't love the cops or the law enforcement all that much, it would appear. Considering he was, like I say, hiding like a little bitch. Anyway. This is from, his, the federal court filings against him. Obviously, FBI agents have been combing through the footage, most of which was shot by him. By the way, it's very, very funny to me that he's going to have to go to jail with lots of people who want to fucking kill him because it's his shit that got them locked up. So, you know. Although what I can only say to them is, you should have really covered your face up. I mean, if you're going to do crimes, look, people don't rob banks and just do it without their face covered. Like, there's a reason for that. Jesus. Anyway. Oh. Is that on the... That's not even on the centre of the screen anymore. Jesus. There we go. Yes. In the video, the defendant... So they had the FBI agent go over it, by the way. So, in the video, the defendant and the individuals he is with can be seen within the United States Capitol building and can be heard chanting, "Patriots are in control. Whose house? Our house. And traitors, traitors, traitors." The defendant can be heard remarking, "1776, baby," which is an old baby. "I won't leave, guys, don't worry." At the 2-minute 52 minute mark in the YouTube video, the defendant, who is live streaming the event from his device, turns the phone around to show his face and is clearly identifiable. Oh, you're so fucked, Mike. The defendant is known on social media. The defendant is a known social media personality and is thus recognisable. At the 7:06 mark of the YouTube video, the defendant approaches an exterior window and is offered a hand to exit the Capitol building. The defendant remarks, "I'm staying." Oh, you're so fucked, Baked. Lovely stuff. And remains in the building. At approximately the 9:40 mark in the YouTube video, the defendant can be heard remarking, quote, "We are in the Capitol building. 1776 will commence again." So, you've identified yourself by putting yourself on camera. You've said, I'm currently in the building I'm not allowed to be in, and I intend to do insurrection. Fucking Christ. He's in so much trouble. This is... Inject it into my fucking scrotum. At approximately the 12:40 mark in the YouTube video, the defendant can be heard remarking, "Unleash the Kraken, let's go." The defendant is repeatedly heard encouraging other protesters not to leave. So, exhorting others to commit crimes. You're so fucked. Anthony. You're so unbelievably fucked, and I'm here for it. Like, even if you're a person who's like a prison abolitionist, this is just objectively funny. There's no fucking way this isn't funny. At the 15:54 mark in the YouTube video, the defendant enters an office in the Capitol and interviews others. At approximately the 17:45 mark of the YouTube video, the defendant picks up a telephone and acts out a purported phone call with the United States Senate personnel. At approximately the 18:05 mark in the YouTube video, the defendant shouts, quote, "America first is inevitable, fuck globalists, let's go," unquote. You'll see the "let's go" becomes something of a repeated pattern. Fuck globalists. Jesus. At approximately the 21:10 mark in the YouTube video, the defendant remarks, "Occupy the Capitol, let's go. We ain't leaving this bitch." I tell you what, you won't be leaving for a long time. That will be jail. Baked. You won't be leaving your jail cell for quite some time. Yes, that is certainly true. At approximately the 19-minute mark in the YouTube video, the defendant enters another office. The defendant sits on the couch and places his feet on the table. The defendant encourages others not to break anything. Well, that's mitigation, I suppose. At approximately the 25-26 mark in the YouTube video, law enforcement officers ask the defendant to move, at which time he identifies himself to them as a member of the media and asks where he should go. At approximately 26:35 mark in the YouTube video, the defendant audibly accuses law enforcement of shoving him. No shoving can be seen on the video. He remarks to the law enforcement officer, "You're a fucking oath breaker, you piece of shit. Fuck you." And fuck you approximately 4 times, and you broke your oath to the Constitution. The defendant exits the Capitol at approximately the 26:55 mark of the YouTube video. Based on the foregoing, your affiant, that's the person who's writing this, or that viewed the video, whatever, submits that there is probable cause to believe that Anthony Joseph Gionet violated 18 U.S. Code blah-de-blah-de-blah, which makes it a crime to knowingly enter or remain in any restricted building or grounds without lawful authority to do so. Based on the foregoing, your affiant submits that there is also probable cause to believe that Anthony Joseph Gionet violated 40 U.S. Code blah-blah-blah, which makes it a crime for an individual or group of individuals to willfully and knowingly utter loud, threatening or abusive language or engage in disorderly or disruptive conduct in any place in the grounds on or in any of the Capitol buildings with the intent to impede, disrupt or disturb the orderly conduct of a session of Congress or either House of Congress or the orderly conduct in that building of a hearing before or any deliberations of a committee of Congress or either House of Congress, obstruct or impede passage through or within the grounds or any of the Capitol buildings, engage in an act of physical violence in the grounds or any of the Capitol buildings, or parade, demonstrate and picket in any of the Capitol buildings. Signed, Nicole Miller, Federal Bureau of Investigations. Baked Alaska is in so much trouble. Both legally, he's definitely going to jail for the thing in Arizona. We reported on that yesterday, me and Christy, that in yesterday's show, that on Thursday he was arraigned to be in court for an offence in Arizona where he lives and where he's officially put down as living. He maced like a security guard at a bar and was arrested for that and was subsequently released. But he'd fucked up by the bail conditions for his release from that crime, awaiting the trial for it, was that he was not allowed to leave the state without the court's permission. And then went and filmed himself in Washington, D.C., which, I don't know if you know, Washington, D.C. is not a part of Arizona. There's quite a lot of actual land between the two, in fact. About, 1,000 miles or something. Anyway, so, he clearly broke that. He was supposed to be in court on Thursday, and not only did he not turn up at court, his own lawyer couldn't get in contact with him. So he's clearly on the run, trying to go underground. That's not going to play well either. So you fucked around with the courts. You're definitely going to jail for that fucking thing. You've then filmed yourself in the Capitol building doing a mild bit of insurrection, a mild bit of sedition. Also, like, physically shoving police officers. Again, you do realise that accosting a police officer physically like that can get you put in jail. Ask Ethan Ralph, your ex-friend. You're so fucked, Baked. You're so fucked. Oh, be still my beating ballsack. Oof, it's a beautiful thing. Anyway. Yes, he's going to jail. He's very, very, very going to jail. Which is funny, Anyway. I suppose we get on to the main meat of tonight's proceedings, which is less fun, but, still a thing that needs to be talked about to a degree. Mr. Jimmy Dore. Now, he went on to Tucker Carlson last night, which is not his first appearance, and presumably not his last. This is
AOC will not.
This is not his appearance on that particular thing. I'm just setting up a juxtaposition type dealio on this one, right? Yes, Jimmy Dore is a leftist, at least in theory. He is. Hang on, I'll put the picture back up while I set this up. So apologies, everyone. Yeah, he's a leftist, at least in theory. But has clearly been, to some extent, courting a more right-wing audience over time. He has, in the last few weeks, been part of this hashtag force the vote thing, which you may remember I interviewed Jackson, I've forgotten his surname, apologies Jackson, from the Force the Vote movement. And he, Jimmy Dore was one of the kind of figureheads of that, which was to try and get a Medicare for All vote on the House of the floor of the House, or the House of the floor, whatever, which wasn't going to work. It was a complete waste of fucking time, and that's why it never went anywhere, really. And since then, they've been going about the fraud squad and essentially cancelling every motherfucker in sight, which is decidedly ironic given what they're about to talk about on the Tucker Carlson show. Now, the reason that I question whether Jimmy Dore is actually on the left or not is because firstly, the way in which he parrots right-wing talking points on the show that I'm about to play for you in a second, but also if you look at the juxtaposition between the way in which he responds to left-wing and right-wing actors within the political sphere. He's rarely very critical of Donald Trump. Now, that's not to say he doesn't have criticisms of him, but they're usually relatively mild and more calmly put forth, which is fine, don't get me wrong. You can choose whatever path you want to in terms of making criticisms of people. But I will note the difference between that more mild-mannered, cordial, genteel approach to criticising Donald Trump compared to when he criticises someone like AOC, who's one of the few genuinely progressive people in the American Congress. And this is just a clip of him in a second.
And you don't get her to do what you want her to do by being fucking nice to her. You get her to do what she's supposed to do by ripping her to shreds, which is what I'm doing right fucking now, because she has it coming. And it's not just her. They all do. She's the only one engaging on Twitter, which is why she's getting it. Trump.
So there you go. That's pretty robust. Pretty aggressive. Very shouty. Very unpleasant, frankly. And again, juxtapose that between to the way in which he treats Donald Trump, and indeed the way he treats his appearances on Tucker Carlson as well. Tucker Carlson, of course, being, a white nationalist piece of filth, a far-right fucking arsehole, who, in his own words, is Rupert Murdoch's bitch. In his own words. That's not words being put in his mouth by me. Tucker Carlson has described himself as Rupert Murdoch's bitch. I think that's a point worth making, because they'll go on about him being a populist. He isn't. He's an elitist. He's heir to the Swanson food family, which is basically he's going to be a billionaire or whatever one day. And he's already a very rich man. He supported Donald Trump, who's given huge tax cuts to the rich, whilst continuing neoliberal politics, which we'll get to in just a second. And scream, and he'll scream at the left whilst being really, really super nice to Jimmy Dore. Will scream at the left while being super nice to people like Tucker Carlson. Now, I can only go by what a person shows me, right? And when your entire shtick is based around hating the left, as Jimmy Dore seemingly does, like if we go to his channel, virtually all of his videos are fuck the left, fuck AOC, fuck this, fuck that, right? Jimmy Dore. Also, note, he's got 850,000 subscribers. That's worth noting, just for the future, right? For the video we're about to play. Right, so, even though it's the botched COVID thing that Trump did, that's somehow now Biden's fault, okay? Bernie Sanders is a sellout, apparently. AOC, piece of shit. AOC is a piece of shit. That's... Oh, making excuses for the Capitol insurrectionists. Amazing. AOC is a piece of shit. Oh, that's one where he does criticise a Republican. Well done. Trump banned from social media, so that's him defending Trump. Bernie's a piece of shit. The Democratic Party's a piece of shit. The Young Turks are shit. What's that? Free speech, something. AOC's a piece of shit. Yeah, so you get the idea. It's all criticism of the left. Now, firstly, just saying the Democrats are shit isn't like a political position as such. That's not a philosophical school of thought or anything. That's just you being a bit of a prick. Now, that's fine in the sense that he's doing a YouTube show rather than advocating a political position necessarily. But he's trying to inject himself into the actual national political scene with this hashtag force the vote thing. And, of course, there's been some rumours that he might even run for president under the People's Party ticket, which would be hilarious because he'd get no fucking votes because he's a jackass. Anyway.
Well, last night we played you tape from the CEO of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, admitted...
So this is Tucker Carlson, again, far-right piece of garbage. And he and Jimmy Dore are going to bitch about being silenced on the television.
...that his campaign of censorship against Donald Trump really applies to you. And it's just the beginning. He made that clear in this video from Project Veritas.
Project Veritas. Tucker Carlson, and by proxy Jimmy Dore, because Jimmy Dore at no point brings up this at all, they're using Project Veritas, known fraudsters, known hucksters, lied in just about every investigation they've ever done on anything. They're known to cut up video in very deceptive ways. They're known to completely lie and make shit up. And they're just going to use that as a source. Project fucking Veritas. Ridiculous. Absolutely fucking embarrassing. And the fact, like I say, it's Tucker Carlson's show, so it's on Tucker Carlson that this is being, put out there. But at no point does Jimmy Dore go, whoa, why did you fucking feed me in to the show on this? On a Veritas video? Are you fucking kidding me? You're supposed to be some sort of journalistic outlet, aren't you? The fuck is this? So he takes that on himself. I don't give a fuck at this point.
Opposite end from Donald Trump, but his views are still hated by a lot of the people in charge. So, Jimmy Dore, how does this make you feel?
Well, oh yeah, it does show the Project Veritas video, but on the YouTube thing, for presumably copyright reasons, it's cut out. But basically, it's Jack Dorsey going, we're not just going to stop at Trump, or we're not going to start, there's the QAnon people are going to get banned and stuff. Okay, whatever.
Well, it makes me feel really uncomfortable that this new censorship push is coming from the left.
The first fucking sentence out of his mouth. The new censorship push is coming from the left. Now, that would be an embarrassing lie in any context. That would be an obviously false thing to say in any fucking context. But when you are on Tucker Carlson's show, you're on Fox News, the mainstream conservative news network in America, the largest indeed in the cable news network world. You're on Tucker Carlson's show, which is probably the most right wing, I would imagine. Although I don't watch all of the shows, so I don't necessarily know. But certainly one of the most right wing shows there, which has had like white nationalists writing for it and stuff. To say this new censorship is coming from the left in that context can only be described as You being a right-wing propagandist shill. You pushing the agenda and the talking points of the right in the right's own backyard. How are we to take that any other way? Please, to any Jimmy Dore stands in the chat or in the comments afterwards, please do defend what he just fucking said there. Please, I'd love for you to be able to do that. It's absolute nonsense. Also, Jimmy, Twitter.com is not leftist. Trust me, as a leftist who has been banned on Twitter several times, Twitter is not some big fan of the leftists. It has been ruthlessly cracking down on like LGBT people and leftists and community groups, whilst allowing Nazis and child porn to flourish. This is not a leftist push at all. You're full of fucking shit.
Just like I warned the left when they were pushing evidence-free conspiracy theories called Russiagate and McCarthy smearing all their political enemies.
No, that's interesting. Let's boil that down, right? Evidence-free conspiracy theories. Firstly, I find it very interesting that Jimmy Dore, who's pushed a number of evidence-free conspiracy theories, would dare to criticise anyone else for that. Amazing stuff. Secondly, Russiagate is not evidence-free. It's not the absolute kind of Twitter resistance fucking wet dream fantasy thing that they wanted to make up. But there's no doubt that Russia did interfere in that election, and that Donald Trump sought that interference. Now, can you say it's absolute collusion? Well, it depends exactly where you want to draw that line. But to say it's evidence-free is, again, fucking phenomenally incorrect. To the point where, again, Jimmy Dore's not stupid enough that he would make that mistake. He knows he's lying. He's being an active right-wing propaganda tool, which is why if you go into like the comments on a lot of his videos, it's often right-wing scumbags being right-wing scumbags. You know. Secondly, doing McCarthyist smears on political enemies. You do realise you're on the show Tucker Carlson, who has accused everyone, ever, to the left of Mussolini, of being a communist. You do realise he's described various people, including Bernie Sanders, as a communist. The Fox News constantly smear people with McCarthyist Red Scare bullshit. But apparently it's the left that's doing it because a few people said you might be a Russian asset, which, given that you've taken money from RT, might be kind of true.
That, of course, whenever you do McCarthy smearing or Russiagating or things like that, you're propping up the surveillance state, you're propping up the establishment, and they're going to come back to bite you. And that's exactly what happened with Bernie Sanders. He got caught up with doing Russiagate.
Bernie Sanders got caught up doing Russiagate? What the fuck are you talking about? You mean the sitting senator pointing out that Russian interference in American elections is bad? Wow, okay.
Of course, they spashed his campaign by Russiagating him, saying,
motherfucker, you didn't even support. Russiagating, yeah, it's now a verb, apparently. You didn't even fucking support Bernie Sanders. You supported Tulsi Gabbard, you fucking right-wing hack. So what the fuck do you care that anyone smeared his campaign? You smeared his fucking campaign. 'Cause he wouldn't go on your show, you dipshit. Like, the mental gymnastics it takes for someone like Jimmy Dore to go on here and say these absurd things and to still claim to be a leftist. Listen, has a single word out of his mouth, can I get some feedback on this chap? Has a single word out of his mouth so far given you the impression that he was a leftist? Look, if you didn't know anything about this motherfucker and you just came to him straight away from this interview, does he give you the impression of being a leftist, given everything he said so far? Because to me, it sounds like boilerplate right-wing bullshit. But he's being used in very much like, if you remember back in the day, for old fuckers like me who can remember Alan Coombs. Sean Hannity, you know Sean Hannity, right? He's still around doing his thing. He used to do a show called Hannity and Coombs. Or Combs, whatever, how you fucking pronounce it. And it was Sean Hannity and another white guy who was, at least in theory, on the left, but basically would sit there and Sean Hannity would berate him and go, "The liberals are pieces of shit. You're a piece of shit. You hate America." Rah 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 for an hour, right? And Combs would be, at least in theory, a way in which they'd say, "Look, we've got a balance. Look, we've got this liberal guy," but he was a token. He wasn't there to actually give any opinions, and he rarely ever did. He was there to basically push a right-wing narrative whilst not really even speaking most of the time. Now, Jimmy Dore's fulfilling the same basic role here, but through speaking. He is in theory, leftist voice that goes onto this show and is pandering like fuck to a far-right audience. So they can say, look, even the left are saying the left has gone mad, when it's not. A fucking Tulsi Gabbard stan is saying it. So not a leftist. Not remotely a fucking leftist. Hi, is this gay stream? It is gay stream, yes. This is the gayest stream on the internet. Welcome.
That Russia was supporting him. Exactly. So this scares me because it seems like on the left, they can I just tell you, the Capitol riot did not.
Also, on the left, they. Note that. On the left, they. Not we. They. Jimmy Dore doesn't even see himself on the left, it would appear. Little oopsie slip up there from you, James.
Happened because we didn't have enough censorship. That is a ridiculous idea, okay?
No one's saying it didn't happen because of censorship. They're saying that proliferation of lies leads to people getting angry. And that's definitely true. If we go into the bookmarks, a study that was done, where are we? The Washington Post. Misinformation dropped dramatically the week after Twitter banned Trump. Signal Labs charted a 73% decline in Twitter and beyond following historic action against the president. Online misrepresentation of election fraud plunged 73% after several social media sites suspended Donald Trump and key allies last week. So, I mean, I'm not entirely sure of their metrics there, but I would not be remotely surprised if that were roughly speaking true, or that effect, whether those exact numbers are correct or not, is by the by. That effect is basically true. When you have the conspiracy theorist in chief kicked off these sites, and again, he's not being silenced, he's not being censored, he's being held to the same standard every other motherfucker has been. Obviously, when you get rid of the conspiracy theorist in chief, the proliferation of those conspiracy theories and the ensuant anger that they cause within these fucking people, because you'll notice a lot of these motherfuckers were Q supporters, like the Q shaman, that motherfucker, and all the rest of them, right? The Q shaman being the snake depiction of there. Anyway, the getting rid of that kind of open, accepted conspiracy bullshit, it will obviously dampen things down just a little bit. Now, does it mean that no anger or no violence will take place between now and inauguration or afterwards or whatever? No. In fact, I'd be very surprised if between now and the election there isn't some sort of attack or some variety. I'd be very surprised if within the first 6 months of Biden's presidency there isn't at least one attempt on his life. Whether it's successful or not, I certainly hope it isn't, but I would be very surprised if that didn't happen, because conspiracy theory bullshit that proliferates on places like Facebook, that it used to be on Parler, but Parler doesn't exist anymore, lol, and from Donald Trump's Twitter account, stokes dangerous fires under incredibly, incredibly sinister, dangerous forces. People who will do some fucking shit. Okay? That's what's being said there.
Silicon Valley has turned into an extension of the Democratic Party. Glenn Green.
What the fuck do you mean? Silicon Valley has turned into an extension of the Democratic Party. Would that be the same Silicon Valley where Mark Zuckerberg rang Donald Trump on the night of his election in 2016 and thanked him for all the advert money? That happened. Wasn't widely reported on, but it fucking happened. R.I.P. Michael Brooks. Has he died again? Or are people just finding out that he died? Because that was a while back. Yeah, no, the death of Michael Brooks was a fucking absolute disaster. He was a good lad. Anyway.
You all just experienced that, right? I mean, what
is that Glenn Greenwald, the absolute hack, who said that there were no parlour users at the Capitol Hill insurrection, and yet the servers at the actual Capitol Hill building proved otherwise?
What is going on right now is crazy. So just freedom of speech is the first in the Bill of Rights. Popular speech doesn't need protecting. It's unpopular speech that needs protecting. That's
true, but you'll notice it's mostly hacks who say it. Like, and this is the thing, Jimmy Dore will say a lot of things that you'll agree with as a leftist, right? Because that's how he grifts, right? He does the I'm a leftist who left the left, or I didn't leave the left left me type thing, while still doing some leftist content. So he's like Dave Rubin, but slightly more believable, is the basic gist, right? And so I agree with him, yeah. Unpopular speech does need to be protected, popular speech doesn't. But virtually every motherfucker who's ever said that shit unsolicited is full of crap. Almost all of them. It's just one of those hackneyed phrases that these right-wing shill pricks use. It doesn't make it wrong, it's just, it brings up a red flag in your head, you know?
That's why it's first. The war on terror was already used to take away our free speech rights, to take...
Again, that's true. Who started the war on terror, James? Was it the left? Or was it George W. Bush, who was supported at the time by Tucker Carlson and virtually every motherfucker on Fox News? I thought it was the left that was doing censorship. Who signed into effect the continuation of the Patriot Act 6 months ago? Was that President Trump? The guy that you two are basically shilling for at this point. I mean, Tucker Carlson outrightly doing so, and you, in effect, doing so by like saying, "Oh, he shouldn't be kicked off Twitter. That's bad."
Away our right of protection from invasive searches from the government. We live in a surveillance state, and now they're going to use this even more. Joe Biden has already said he's going to use this. They're using it as a domestic terrorism threat. And
it is. How on earth, right? How the fuck on earth can you possibly look at the postings on Parler, the postings on like 4chan and 8con and the Donald.win and various other Q sites and not see them as a terrorist threat? They're literally saying, we're going to do some terrorism, and then they go and do some terrorism, and you're saying, but you can't make any connection to them being like terrorism. Are you fucking mental? Like, Jimmy, what the fuck is wrong with you? Of course they do it. Of course it's a terrorist threat. Now, as with all measures to try and combat terrorism, you have to have balance. Now, do I trust that the government will do balance? No, of course not. It's the fucking government. Which is why you have to have, you know, hopefully decent people in there to try and mitigate any of that nonsense, and to have strong laws in place via things like the First Amendment in America and whatnot, that can't be curtailed via constitutional methods or non-constitutionally specific methods. But ultimately, things like directly threatening the lives of people, like as Lynn Wood has done, as the protesters on Capitol Hill who you're defending did. They were literally shouting, "Hang Mike Pence." Now, I know this is the year of the sea shanty, but I don't think you can get away with saying they were just doing a random sea shanty. They were calling for and trying to enact the execution of the sitting Vice President of the United States. That had been called for variously across social media by supporters of these people, and defended during and after by said people. I would suggest that is a very significant terrorist threat. And if it isn't, Jimmy, What the fuck is exactly? Please, again, to any Jimmy stands in the chat, or to Jimmy himself, I presume he's listening. Come on, let's have a chat, mate. Please defend that. Please defend the idea that that they're not doing terrorist threats on these fucking websites. Jesus Christ.
Let me just tell you something. They never send. We know who gets censored. People who are pro-war never get censored. People who tell the truth about war get censored. That's why I'm being censored. That's why my channel gets.
Jimmy Dore just said he's being censored. He's being censored. He's got 850,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's got 250,000 followers on Twitter. He is, while saying I'm being censored, being given a platform, totally unchallenged, on the highest rating show on the highest rating cable news network in America. Please, I put it to you, ladies and gentlemen, MBs and assorted others, please cancel me. Please censor me. Please ruin my life. Please strangle my channel to the point where I've got 850,000 subscribers, 250,000 Twitter followers, and a massive international platform. Please, cancel away. Fucking destroy my... absolutely fucking go crazy with it. Censor me beyond belief. Censor me right up the arsehole. Fucking hell. I can't take these motherfuckers seriously. I genuinely can't. When they say dumb shit like I'm being censored and he's talking into a microphone on a massive platform. It beggars belief. It honestly beggars fucking belief. Now, I got a message, didn't I? I'll go and check that. Anyway. Unsubscribed. Yes, all of you should unsubscribe from me. Where are we? Thank you, Elysian Gauntlet, 100 bits. I'm gonna cope. Well, thank you. I'm glad you are. That's good. And if you want to send me a message, it's blah, 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 blah. You can send me bits on Twitch. Yeah. Oh, well, I suppose I should do shilling whilst I'm doing it, right? If you're watching the stream, you're liking the stream, you think the stream's okay, why not subscribe? Hit the little subscribey button, the red button down there. It would help the channel and all that shit, yeah? Cool, yeah? If you want to also help, you got the Twitch, which is linked below. You can go and follow there for free. All helps the algorithms and all that shit. What else? Yeah, the Streamlabs. If you want to send me a message, because obviously, unlike Jimmy, who gets lots and lots of Patreon, lots and lots of super chats, because he hasn't been demonetized. I have been demonetized. Jimmy hasn't been fucking demonetized. You can go to streamlabs.com/KFLogan1875. It's in the link. It's a link in the description, and you can give me a super chat that way. And actually, an interesting Jimmy Dore related super chat thing, just as it came up there, was this. Oh yeah, because they're going on about cancelling and stuff on this. Jimmy Dore and his fans have been having a go at Nina Turner, who's going to be running for Congress in Ohio, I think it is. Been brigading her because she dared to say the squad's okay because of the force the vote thing or whatever. Anyway, Daniel Cohn, random person. I just got $50 a month. Just got my $50 a month to Nina Turner refunded, and I'm going to give it to the show. Thanks for keeping me sane in crazy times. Please stay safe and healthy through COVID. We need leaders like you in the future. Firstly, deep-throating his boot is a bit much. I have to say, it's a little bit much, Danny boy. But this is ultimately what the entire force the vote thing is about. Jimmy Dore wants to be famous, he wants to be rich. And he already is rich. He just bought a $2 million house in LA. Now, that's fine. I don't give a fuck that he bought a $2 million house. But don't pretend to be like one of the little guys fighting the good fight. No, you're an attention whore grifter. That's what you are, Jimmy. Don't pretend otherwise. And as if you're going to be proud to give $50 to Jimmy Dore. Good Lord. Juliana Catherine Diaz. I think the stream's okay. I'll take that. Okay's fine with me. Like, I aim to be at least mediocre, so okay, I'll take it. That's good for me. That's like, I am a C grade student when it comes to my YouTubing. So you've given me a C plus, I'll have it. Thank you. Anyway, yes. So yeah, in terms of who's been actually silenced or who's been like cancelled or whatever, the serfs. I don't know if you heard about this. This happened in the last few hours. The serfs. They've been on my channel. The good lads. Says so the Surf Times got taken down. Didn't have any strikes before and got taken down, right? Hey YouTube creators, without any strikes or warnings, you just deleted our entire YouTube channel, and apparently it was for an old video about how Paul Joseph Watson is obsessed with eggs and targeted Sean Head. Harassment for calling out harassments. Yeah. So leftists are already being fucked on. They're already being shit on by social media. So anyone who's like, well, if you come after the right, they're going to come after the left. They've been coming after the left the whole time. When, say, look, the Jimmy Dore and Tucker Carlson are going crazy because Trump got taken off social media. When Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, got taken off social media, again, not for threatening anyone, just for being the president of Venezuela. He didn't threaten war against anyone. In fact, quite the opposite. He was saying, let's not do war. War's bad. He got taken down. And I didn't hear Jimmy Dore or Tucker Carlson or any of these motherfucking idiots in the Congress going on about cancel culture and rah, 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 rah. I didn't hear any of them complaining when Maduro got taken off. He's a head of state. He's head of state of a sovereign nation. He got taken down. He didn't even threaten anyone. Very selective, aren't they? Very, very selective with their moral outrage. Almost as if they've got a right-wing agenda to be pushing. That's how it appears to me. But then again, I am a liberal beta cuck. Radlib? Radlib. Fuck's sake, what a stupid phrase. And by the way, any motherfucker who uses the phrase boutique left unironically is a fucking moron. Genuinely. Don't even fucking get me started. These people are just infuriating. Absolutely fucking infuriating. God almighty, I got another message. Oh, Juliana again. Hello there. You said to let you know if it was okay. You didn't give me a higher option to rate, lol. Well, I'll take okay, that's fine. You can rate it as highly or as lowly as you like. Not booty left, no, boutique left. Yeah, you can rate my stream as highly or not as you like, but I'll take okay. I'm absolutely dandy with okay. That's fine. If anyone thinks it's good, I would probably ejaculate, if I'm honest. Do you ever have a moment where you say something or you find yourself doing something and you think to yourself, what were the decisions you made in your life that led you to this place? I just had a moment of realisation, like, that's a really strange fucking thing to say, man. Yeah, I did see about Bobbert's mom. She's a really interesting one. I might do a thing on with her or about her on Monday, because there's video of her being quite racist towards Mexicans and stuff online, and then yeah, she was at the Capitol like directing people with a fucking megaphone. Like, goddamn, she's fucking crazy, that one. The apple didn't fall far from the tree. Also, did you know, Congresswoman Bobbert, you know how she met her husband? He was flashing himself to her when she was underage. Like, literally showing his junk, unsolicited, to these children. It's interesting how, very interesting how a lot of these Q people, it's almost like it's projection. IMAX level projection. Because a lot of them get found a lot of them get found with like stashes of child pornography, or touching up kids, or flashing themselves to children, that sort of thing. It's very projecty, isn't it? Very projecty. Okay. Anyway, what was I doing? So yes. The left is already getting fucking shat on. So frankly, if the right get treated the same way, at this point I don't care. Like, I don't want social media companies to have the power they do in terms of influencing national and international political dialogue. But the answer to that is like antitrust laws, breaking them up so that they're not like monolithically hugely powerful. Not to just allow right-wingers to run rampant as they have been for years, and to shit on just the left. But that's not a suggestion that either of these two fucking hacks are going to come up with, I'm sure. Well, I am sure, because I've seen it. I've seen the entire interview, so I know.
Throttled. That's why my so this is I just got lost 4,000 Twitter followers for no reason. So it's I don't understand how the left has to keep relearning this over and over and over. And you know, the first person.
And again, it's always the left. At any point has he pushed back? Because this is the thing. A lot of people will say Jimmy Dore would be mad to turn down an opportunity to go on Tucker Carlson, and that's true. Massive platform, not going to deny that. That's fine, and I don't mind people going on to talk to controversial figures. I've talked to figures more horrific, if that makes sense. Albeit they cause less controversy because they're not so famous. But I've talked to people online who are fucking awful. But the point is, you've got to push back. Otherwise, you're going there to just affirm their awfulness. And Jimmy Dore is not pushing back at all here. You notice he's criticised the left consistently. At no point has he criticised the right at all so far. He hasn't said anything about the fact that, say, Donald Trump has actively tried to curtail freedom of speech in a number of ways. The fact that the right were the reason that the war on terror did the awful damage it did to freedom of speech and civil liberties in America. And the fact that Tucker Carlson was a supporter of George W. Bush in that effort. He hasn't pushed back on any of that shit so far. Mr. Nile, I think that is. Thank you very much. They said, if you could clone a mix of right-winger and a left-winger to create the ultimate centrist, who would you choose? H-bomb of a cad as an example. Oh, so you H-bomb a guy and Sargon of Akkad as an example. Oh, wow, that's a good question. A mix of a right-winger and a left-winger for the centrist. Oh, shit, that's really good. That's really good. Noam Chomsky and Jordan Peterson. Noam Peterson. That's who I'm going with. That's my mixture of left wing and right winger. God, what a fucking conversation that would be with that person. Wowzer. Marks of Pepe. Yeah, thank you, Niall. That was actually a really good question. Yeah, I could do an entire stream coming up with weird combinations of people. I won't though. Look, I will torture my fans, but I wouldn't go that far. I think that would be a war crime.
To be deplatformed was WikiLeaks and Julian Assange, and this would be a great way for Donald Trump to stick the thumb back in the eye of these people, is to pardon Julian Assange. If he knows what's good for freedom of speech and freedom of the press,
But he knows, by the way, that Donald Trump doesn't know what's good for those things. Because it was Donald Trump and his government who literally just had to be denied by the British courts an extradition. They literally just, within the last, 2-3 weeks, tried to extradite Julian Assange to the United States, where he could potentially suffer the death penalty. Yeah. So Jimmy Dore and Tucker Carlson both know that Donald Trump doesn't give two fucks about Julian Assange. Now, by the way, I think Julian Assange shouldn't be in jail now. This is ridiculous. The fact that they tried to extradite him is unbelievable. I'd have liked him to be extradited to Sweden to face the rape charges, but those have been dropped by the Swedish government, so he should walk free now. This is just torture. But what I will say is that why do these motherfuckers constantly go on about Julian Assange, but not go on about, say, Chelsea Manning? Chelsea Manning spent months in jail for refusing to rat out her sources. I didn't hear either of these motherfuckers going on about it. When it was Donald Trump's government doing that. What about Edward Snowden? I don't hear any of these people going on about Edward Snowden being given a pardon. Why is it exactly? Is it because Julian Assange is a right-wing hack himself? Maybe. By the way, again, that criticism of Julian Assange is not saying he should be in jail. I'm just saying, these motherfuckers, it's like a boys' club, isn't it? That's what's going on here.
He should take this moment and pardon Julian Assange.
I didn't used to think that, and I totally agree with it, partly because...
Well, that's interesting, isn't it, Tucker? Why do you think that is the case? Why do you think... Or why have you changed your mind? Because I thought you were about law and order. And Julian Assange undoubtedly broke American laws. I personally don't give a fuck that he broke American laws. That's neither here nor there. Oh yeah, I know Obama pardoned Chelsea Manning, but the Chelsea Manning still went to jail last year for on and off for months, for refusing to out their sources and stuff. So they were held in contempt of court and racked up massive court fines and stuff. Trump offered a pardon to Assange. When did that happen? Do you have a link for that? Because I've not heard that. Is that a breaking story, or is that what? Because I haven't heard anything of the sort. Anyway.
You convinced me through the force of your argument. I think that's absolutely right. So I hope you will come back. Yeah, please.
Can I just say, Tucker, this all started with the failure of neoliberalism. Why did Donald Trump get elected? So they couldn't ever come to terms with why he got elected.
So neoliberalism was the reason that Donald Trump got elected. Okay, babe. Secondly, he's basically continued much of the neoliberalism. Much of. Not all. Much of. He gave massive tax cuts to all of his rich friends. Very core part of neoliberalism. What's this? Trump offered a pardon to Assange if he denied Russia helped leak Democrats' emails. Oh, yeah, that was... Yeah, because he wanted him to lie, didn't he? Yeah. Okay, sorry, yeah, but that was back in 2016 or whatever it was. Yeah. Yeah, Trump is a neoliberal, that's the point, okay? And Tucker Carlson's a fucking neoliberal. As much as Tucker Carlson tries to portray himself as like I'm a right-wing populist. No, he's not. He's Rupert Murdoch's bitch. He is an elitist. Jimmy Dore, okay, Jimmy Dore doesn't like neoliberalism, but he's happy to prop up like right-wing culture war talking points, so fuck him.
So it was corporate lefty journalists who pressured social media outlets to start censoring people who weren't adhering to this official narrative. And that's what's going on here. And that's what...
But hang on, Donald Trump is going along with that narrative. Donald Trump is that narrative.
What's scary? Neoliberalism is a failed ideology, and that's why they're now using censorship to control the narrative, because they can't back it up.
He has a point to a degree there. Neoliberalism is a failed ideology. It's not the reason Donald Trump got elected, though. I'm not saying it's not a massive contributing factor, but capitalism in more generally is the main economic driving force for that. Oh, Rory Katz is out again. 1 second. Rory Katz, if you walk past me, you're going on camera. That's just a fact. You know it. I know it. Even the fucking bumblebees in the trees know it. Yep. My baby cats. My baby cats. I could just talk, because there's no one on these fucking microphones, so it's just dead air, isn't it? I'm really good at it. I'm really good at this fucking... Yeah, Rory cat's meow. He meows when he wants me to let go. And it's okay, like, he likes being picked up, but in order to get his face on camera, you have to kind of hold him up, like you're about to long cat him, for those who've seen the long catting thing. Which he doesn't particularly like. He prefers either being held like a baby, which is fun, or being held with the, like, you basically create a barrier and his arse is on your arm and then he's kind of there, looking behind you. So I suppose I could do that and have it like that, with he's looking over my shoulder into the camera. That might work. Might try that next time, if I can be bothered. I forgot what I was going to say. I was saying something about neoliberalism, but I've totally lost the plot now. See, that's the thing, cats get in the way.
And I hope you made a really evocative point, which we don't have time to explore. I hope you'll come back and explain sometime why people who are against pointless wars get censored, not those who are for them. No.
But you were for the Iraq war, okay? So don't try and pretend that you're now in favour of it. And also, motherfuckers, Donald Trump is pro-war. Donald Trump has drone striked way more people than Obama did. Donald Trump was happily saber-rattling against Iran. They've just had to... Nancy Pelosi had to contact the fucking head of the army to make sure that if he tried to launch a nuclear strike between now and the end of his term, that he was stopped from fucking doing so. Don't pretend like Donald Trump being censored is an anti-war person being censored, because that's not fucking true.
No one will ever censor Bill Kristol. And anyway, I hope you'll come back on that topic. Jimmy Dore, great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and of course, yeah, as was pointed out there, Donald Trump pardoned war criminals. Several war criminals. But that's fine, apparently. Ridiculous. Anyway, this is going to be a relatively short video today. I just wanted to get on and kind of rant about that. This is quite good, though. This was a video that was released yesterday, I think it was. And it's just funny. This is just funny. If you don't find this funny, there's something deeply wrong with you. This is called If Ben Shapiro Could Rap.
There's some whores in this house. 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 There's some whores in this house.
Hold up. Okay, folks. Hypothetically, you're a snowflake, I'm your enemy. We debate, you try to get the best of me, but you get destroyed, and then I move to Tennessee. My wife is a doctor who can't get a wop, but that's only because she isn't a thought. Can't you get wet? No, she cannot. This is the reason I'm spitting a lot. That's free speech, I say what I want. I happen to like the system a lot. Over 99 genders, when will it stop? This is the future that liberals want. Everything on the left is absolute insanity. I love Fox News, I salute Sean Hannity, but the Daily Wire is a classical masterpiece. I'm tired of these liberals issuing demands to me. Why won't you reply to me? ALC, send me feet pics quietly. You treat me just like Pelosi. You making me taste defeat when I'd rather taste your feet. Don't tell on me, no Dore me. The memes are why this came to be, so don't blame me.
There's some whores in this house. 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 There's some whores in this house.
Hold up, I only spit facts because I actually don't care about your feelings. And I don't care about gay marriage, snowflakes, or glass ceilings. That's right. Maybe one day I'll end up in the White House, at which point you can all give me some Monica. You don't know what that means? Ask Hillary Tubby. It's the thing that's under my yarmulke.
So there we go. That was such a silly little song. Anyway, that was spitting some fire, yo. Flamdar, you just subscribed, legend. What's this? 5 months, 5 month streak. Give money to Kev. You know you've been watching since the descent of Manosphere. You cheapskates. So that's from Flamdar, digging into the chat there, not giving me money. Oh, harsh from Flamdar. Here's a turf video. Send me that on the Twitter, please, and 255 AD, and I'll take a look. But anyway, yes, thank you for subscribing, Flamdar. You can also do that if you want to. Links below. Oh, wow, it's all going off. What's this? Eyes on J-Dog. This will only get you a Twix, but I am subbed. Well, thank you, Eyes on J-Dog. You're very, very welcome. I'm very, very welcome. I'm, hang on, what did I get mixed up with there? I just want to say I'm grateful, but I said you're welcome, which is like the opposite. I'm brilliant at this, aren't I? I'm so good at communicating. Language is my motherfucking flower. I think we can all agree. You know, don't worry, Phoenix. If you've not got any money, that's fine. I'm not, like, I genuinely am only joking with all of that. Flamdar is entitled to their opinion, but it's not an opinion that I will necessarily countersign, because that's not how that goes. That's not how that goes. Anyway. Yeah, thank you all for listening and watching. This has been, like I say, a relatively short one, but I just wanted to come on and sort of rant, really, more than anything. Fuck Jimmy Dore. Fuck Tucker Carlson. Fuck Baked Alaska. And enjoy prison. You weird little fish, Baked. Mr. Giannette, you are in for a hell of a time. With emphasis on the hell and the time. Lots and lots of prison time. Anyway, yes, if you enjoyed the stream, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell for your fuck's sake. My brain's melted. So you can be kept updated about when I go live and when I put videos up and all that shit. Go and subscribe to me or follow me for free if you want on Twitch. Twitch.tv/KFLogan1875. All of my links are down below to the Streamlabs and the Patreon and the PayPal and my Facebook and my Twitter and the Twitter Facebook group. The Happy Hour Facebook group is also there. So go and check all of that shit out. And I will see you. I probably won't be on tomorrow, I don't think. I'll probably just be back for my regular 7 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. East Coast of America land time show on Monday. Probably with Christy, although it's up to her. Yeah, thank you all for listening and watching. On Twitch, I'll kick you over to someone. We'll see who's going. We'll see who's broadcasting on the old Twitch. Where are we? Raid channel. Hannah. We can go over and watch Hannah do her thing. Come on. There we go. Okay. Thank you all for listening.